Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Mary Grace. Today we are back with more of season 1 of Bridgerton. Last time we watched episodes 3 and 4 and those episodes were a doozy, okay? They put us through the ringer. Marina is back out in society, mingling with the ton, because she now needs to trick a man into marrying her without letting him know that she's pregnant. We also found out that Portia forged a letter from Sir George saying that he wanted nothing to do with Marina or their baby, which is so shitty. It honestly, like, that pisses me off so much, because then Marina was like, okay, I'm gonna trick Colin into marrying me because he's so, like, nice and gullible and I can so easily manipulate him. And she was, like, saying that to Penelope, and Penelope, who we know is in love with Colin, was just, like, literally watching, like, someone plan to hurt the person that she loves while having her heart broken at the same time. And then, oh, poor Penelope, Eloise just came at the wrong time. She just came at the wrong time with all of her theories about Lady Whistledown. Penelope snapped at her and she immediately regretted it. She was like, Eloise, wait, I'm so sorry, but, like, she literally had just gotten her heart broken, okay? I get it, baby girl. And all Eloise wants to do is talk about Lady Whistledown right now. And then we have Simon and Daphne, our couple, our main couple. They were walking around town, flirting nonstop, and Lady Danbury was like, hey, if you're not serious about her, Simon, back off, because she's a good one and you're not gonna toy around with her. And then Simon was like, okay, actually, like, he just decided to cut the cord, like, completely, and basically said to Daphne, we were never friends. Nothing that we just went through in the last however many weeks, none of that meant anything. Us being friends, that's ridiculous. And Daphne had her heart broken after the fact that Simon literally taught Daphne how to have fun by herself. This is a weird way of explaining it, but you know what I mean. You saw it. We all saw it. We were there. And then the prince decided that he was gonna propose to Daphne, and Daphne freaked out a little bit, and she ran outside at the party, and she ran into Simon, and then they both went into the garden, and then they did a little kissing, and then Anthony caught them and he started beating the shit out of Simon. Anthony catches them in the garden. Simon refuses to marry her. Anthony's like, you must marry her, and he goes, I cannot. And then Anthony says, okay, I'm gonna challenge you to a duel because I must demand satisfaction for you defiling the innocence of my sister. And he's like, okay. And Daphne's like, I'm sorry, you would rather die than marry me? And Simon was basically like, yeah. And ow, that hurt. You would rather die than marry me. Ow, I would be pissed. Okay, this is a side note, but when I filmed the last 2 episodes, Taylor Swift's new album had not come out yet, but ever since her album has come out, every time I hear the song Guilty as Sin, I can't think of anything other than Daphne and Simon. Listen to that song and tell me it is not so Daphne and Simon coded. Like, it is the perfect song for them. Then Daphne went to stop the duel because she realized that Cressida saw them in the garden, and if Simon didn't marry her, she would be ruined. And Simon was like, if we marry, I can never give you children, and I can't ask that sacrifice of you. And she made the decision for herself, and she was like, okay, we're gonna get married. I'm making the sacrifice myself. I'm not going to risk losing Simon. I'm not gonna risk him dying. So that's where we're at right now, and we are going to get right back into season 1 of Bridgerton with season 1, episode 5, called The Duke and I. Oh! Can't let anyone know that we were at a duel. God, they got back just in the nick of time. It is very bright outside. I guess when you have a duel at dawn, that's what happens. She didn't get a second of sleep. She's gonna be exhausted today.
Is my mother yet awakened?
Your mother is hungover.
Perhaps I too caught whatever it was that sent you home early from the party.
Did you also make out with Simon in the garden? That'll do it to you.
I'm engaged.
Oh. Well, that is wonderful news.
She can't keep her disdain off her face, and I love her for it.
The Duke asked for my hand and I accepted.
I love Violet so much.
Could we not obtain a special license to marry this week?
Not her face immediately dropping like, what did you do?
Whatever happened between the two of you, it is all right. But when it comes to love, such things happen much more frequently than one might expect. Even your father and I, we had trouble controlling our passions as well.
Simon, who? Violet.
You are getting what you always wanted. You are marrying for love.
Oh, but her heart is still broken because she thinks that Simon doesn't really want to be with her.
Miss Daphne, His Royal Highness Prince Friedrich is here for you.
Whoops, forgot to break up with him.
And once the Duke and I realized we were completely enamored with each other, nothing could stand between us. Not even, I'm sorry to say, the attentions of a good and kind man such as yourself.
He is really sweet.
It was a pleasure to know you, Miss Bridgerton.
And all of that for what though, Cressida? Because he's not even going after you.
A most heartfelt congratulations, Your Grace. I look forward to counting you as part of our family.
As do I.
Did you bring the bar with you, boy?
Yep.
Perhaps we should promenade?
Oh, it hurts so much to look at the two of them be so miserable and just not have a conversation. You just need to communicate, babes.
I was going to ask if you had tried drinking raw eggs and garlic. I hear it works wonders to rid yourself of the lingering effects.
You couldn't pay me to try that. I would rather suffer a hangover all day long than drink raw eggs and garlic.
The two of you make a fine family, I'm sure of it.
Thank you. We are so happy.
Very much so.
At least pretend in public, Simon. Come on.
Mr. Colin Bridgerton for Miss Thompson.
No.
I bring you flowers on each of my visits, and yet you react with admirable surprise every time. I shall need to bring you something unexpected. A bushel of tomatoes, perhaps.
Marina hates tomatoes. You know where I've heard you can get excellent tomatoes? Greece.
Penn is like, I am gonna do everything to make sure this doesn't happen.
I am uncertain of my travels at the moment, Pen.
But you were so keen to travel.
It is true, but were I to go, there may be things in London I should miss even more than seeing the world.
Penelope, that's the only thing you'd miss in London.
Colin is young. Years from seriously thinking about marriage, and I would hate to think Marina is simply wasting her time. Time she simply does not have, of course. That is all.
Yeah, she's only thinking of Marina. Only thinking of Marina. And her evil, dubious plan to trick the man that Penelope loves. I'd do the same thing, girl.
I'm almost certain I saw the two of you in the gardens at the Trowbridge ball. No chaperone in sight.
How strange.
Honestly, she's kind of an evil genius. If there's a supervillain in the Bridgerton universe, it's Cressida Cowper. She's the one that you love to hate, right? Like, I like how evil she is, but I don't like her as a person.
I never would have imagined that Bridgerton would ever come to know such shame.
You should consider your words more carefully, Cressida.
Yeah.
In a matter of days, I am to be a duchess, and you shall be just as you are now, unmarried and untitled.
Wasn't expecting that, were you, Cressida?
We have been denied our request for a special license.
What?
The Archbishop did not see a need.
It is not the Archbishop. It is the Queen. Appear before her yourselves and make a personal appeal.
Yeah.
Tell her you are in love. Plain and simple and true.
They're both like, are we? I don't know. Can we look at each other and tell each other that we love each other and make it convincing? I don't know. They haven't even said that to each other. And they have to say it to the Queen and sell it? That's pressure.
I would show you around, but
Post duty calls.
Interesting party. I love seeing Benedict in this environment because before, when I watched this for the first time, the last few times, I hadn't read Benedict's book yet. And if you've read Benedict's book, you know just the possibility of seeing the difference between... Hello. Benedict's having so much fun. But there's a scene in Benedict's book where he's at a party like this and he's not having fun anymore. And it's right before he meets Sophie.
Is that how the tune goes?
It's a bloody love song, I think.
Happy to hear you're embracing the genre.
Where's my drink?
Did they kick you out? Oh my God, they kicked you out.
I mean, Simon, you know, everyone's there once or twice in their life.
And even if a miracle were to occur and Colin Bridgerton proposed tomorrow, the wedding wouldn't be for weeks. That is only assuming we wait until the wedding night to consummate the union.
This is so shitty.
You will seduce him.
I hate it.
I will do what I must.
Yeah,
Very well.
Pen.
You have until Saturday.
I would be pissed. And I would be doing what Penelope is doing, and I would do literally whatever I had to do to try and stop this. Because, look, she cares more about Colin than she does about Marina. Sorry, she's known Colin longer. She's also in love with Colin. But he's also the brother of her best friend. Why wouldn't she want to protect him from someone who essentially came in as a stranger and is now saying all of these things about how she's gonna trick him and trap him and manipulate him into a situation that he didn't know he was getting into?
Every man entertains doubt before the day, I rather think. But it does not signify. He will be a good husband to you. A good father as well. Miss?
Oh, imagine like coming to
cannot
the...
have children.
Coming to like terms with this. Like, loving someone so much that you're willing to give up the one thing that you always wanted for yourself. That's, it's beautiful, but it's heartbreaking.
Charcoal and oil will soak up everything in your gut. Eat.
Honestly, that sounds better than raw eggs and garlic.
If I am in fact to marry, I would like the both of you to be present.
What do you mean if? Yeah.
He seems to believe there's a way out of this.
We would be honored to attend.
Good.
I love them so much. Will and Alice are so... I love them so much. They're so sweet. They're like the realest couple in the show. Because they're not, like, of high society.
I've heard a rumor that the special license you seek to marry has been denied. I'm not quite sure what you believe I am to do about it.
Nothing.
I assure you, nothing untoward has occurred. It is only that we love each other so very much.
She's like, come on, give me something more than that.
You see, Your Majesty, it was love at first sight.
It was not, Your Majesty.
Actually, we kind of hated each other.
There was attraction, certainly. At least on my part. But Miss Bridgerton thought me presumptuous, arrogant, insincere. All fair, really. So romance was entirely out of the question for both of us. But in so removing it, we found something far greater. We found friendship.
Yeah.
We simply enjoyed each other's company so much we could not stay away from one another.
I love them.
I'd never been a man that much enjoyed flirting, or chatting, or indeed talking at all, with Daphne. Conversation has always been easy.
That's how you
Her
know.
laughter brings me joy. To meet a beautiful woman is one thing, but to meet your best friend and the most beautiful of women is something entirely apart.
Oh no! I fall into love. Oh no! I want to be in a relationship.
I want her to be my wife.
Oh, to have someone say these things about you in front of you. Me too, Violet. Violet is me.
You are wise. Or perhaps unusually lucky to understand friendship to be the best possible foundation a marriage can have.
How many people have said that so far? 2. Violet and the Queen. She looks so pretty. My cousin just got married like last weekend. And it was so much fun. It was such a great weekend. It was such a fun wedding. I love a wedding. It's just like in her dream. I mean, just the way they look at each other. It's so beautiful. I could never be an actor. I'd fall in love with every single person I came in contact with.
I do hope you'll remember my kindness in keeping secrets and repay me someday. Enjoy your triumph, Your Grace.
Oh, God. She's my favorite person to hate.
Perhaps you know of a more private place where I might catch my breath?
Oh, certainly, Miss Thompson, please.
Colin, you cannot be fooled that easily.
We should not be alone in here.
No, we should not.
You have nothing to talk about. No. I hate it. Get out of here. He's not even tempted.
I can hardly believe I'm saying this, but we cannot go further.
If he were truly tempted, he wouldn't be able to stop himself. You saw Simon and Daphne in that garden. He is not even close to be overtaken by his passions.
You're right. I am a lady. I am unmarried.
Then marry me.
Colin, what are you doing?
I would be delighted to marry you.
Then what are we waiting for?
My thoughts exactly.
We will marry by the end of the season.
It's a rather long engagement.
Or...
It's the way that she looks when he's not looking at her that pisses me off. It's just, I don't like it. Like, I understand that she's doing what she needs to do to protect herself, but it just pisses me off that she's like, that she's going about it like this. And I think part of it is Mrs. Featherington and like her influence.
I am flattered by your accusation, but it is simply not true. Though when you unmask the writer, do let me know.
What evidence have you gathered?
You would like to know what evidence I have gathered in my investigation of Lady Whistledown?
Are you requiring your queen to ask again?
No, definitely not. Eloise, this must be so intimidating. Eloise is not even out in society and the queen is coming up to her being like, give me your information.
The other night? What happened the other night? I do not believe anything happened at all.
Ally. Benedict Bridgerton, ally.
I believe you know Mr. Bridgerton. My wife, Mrs. Lucy Granville.
And you're even.
Now that you are married, you may perform.
If it is this difficult to discuss, how difficult must it be to perform?
It is not, dearest. It is most natural. Much in the way that rain soaks a field in autumn and in spring flowers grow.
This is not a way to explain sex at all.
When you were younger, do you remember we had 2 hounds in the country?
Bassets, in fact.
That is right.
Bassett's, and that's his last name.
So this act, it is performed to have children?
Yes. Oh.
She's like, okay, good. Now you know everything. I'm not gonna tell you anything else.
Daphne, the 2 of you care for each other deeply. When all is said and done, nothing else matters. There's no reason to be concerned.
I still have so many questions, Mama.
They are bringing the carriages around.
You're not gonna answer any of her questions? You're sending her in blind! The only person who's told her anything about sex is Simon. And they haven't had a conversation in however many days.
I know we could not be any more different. But there is one thing we do share. The certainty that you will make your own way in this world. I'm sure of it, Eloise.
I love that. It's like her finally recognizing, like, look, I know we want different things out of our lives, but I know you're gonna get it. And that's so sweet.
Cliveden is much too far a journey. And the roads then are safe after dusk. We need a place to rest before continuing on in the morning.
So we will be spending our wedding night at the inn.
Why? Should have told you.
Why can't they just stay at Hastings' house in London for their wedding night and then go to Cliveden the next day?
Your room, Your Grace, is just over here.
I requested a separate room.
That hurts so much too, because it's like, oh, you didn't even want to marry me and now you don't even want to spend your wedding night with me? That's so rough. They just need to have a conversation. Finally. Thank God.
We should go down to dinner.
No.
I've spent the last 3 days wanting to be alone with you, wanting to talk to you, wanting to know.
Yeah, literally the last thing she heard from you was the beautiful words you said to the Queen. And that's it?
You have avoided my presence.
In order to allow you your liberty.
Said all but a few words to me.
In order to keep myself from saying the wrong things.
You've barely been able to look me in the eye.
Because I could not bear witness to the misery I have caused you. You wanted a life with children. A family. You wanted a love match. And yet...
And yet, this could not be any more different. Is that what you hoped to say?
How can you not know that you're in love with each other?
Everything I told the Queen was true.
Yeah, how can you make that up?
From the mornings you ease, to the evenings you quiet, to the dreams you inhabit. I am yours, Daphne. I have always been yours.
I do not understand.
Me either, babe.
Look at you, you're downright flushed.
Yes, that is what happens.
When one is angry.
When one burns for someone who does not feel the same.
He said the thing.
Why do you think I followed you into that garden?
Why do you think I went into that garden?
She said, I knew what I was doing. I wanted you there.
It is you I cannot sacrifice. I burn for you.
Finally. And they can do this because they're married now.
I want to show you more.
She knows nothing, so show her whatever you want, babe. Her mom did not do a good job explaining anything. She just said, dogs make babies. And that's it. I mean, you get that with the fire glow? Come on. They're so hot.
Tell me what you thought about when you were alone.
I'm whispering too.
I thought about you. When I touch myself, I always think about you.
Yes, she did. She said you taught her, and that's what she thought about. Even before she knew, she was thinking about that.
How do you feel?
I feel wonderful.
I mean, I bet. That was episode 5. And Simon and Daphne are married. God, that whole episode is just like a lesson on why communication is the most important part of any relationship. Truly. Because I don't know how many times I said they just need to have a conversation. And look, they had a conversation and then they had sex. Beautiful. So proud of them. You see what communication leads to. A good time for everyone involved. Alright, we're gonna get right into the next episode. This is Bridgerton, Season 1, Episode 6, called Swish.
Dearest gentle reader.
Hello, Lady Elizabeth.
I must send felicitations to the new Duke and...
Look at them! They had a conversation and now they're so happy and in love. Gorgeous. Look at this. It's like the Sistine Chapel, painted ceilings and all.
I want to show you the bedroom.
Yours or mine?
You truly believe we are to have separate rooms?
No separate rooms in this household. There's so many rooms, but you only need one.
May I have everyone's attention?
Colin, no.
I would like to make a small but rather important announcement.
This is so shitty, doing this in public.
I have asked Miss Marina Thompson to be my wife, and she has accepted.
No. No. Look at them. Look at both Anthony. Oh, see, Anthony, Violet, and Penn. They know. Not good.
People are looking, dear.
And that's why.
Congratulate the happy.
That's why it's just shitty that he did this in public, because no one can protest it. No one can be like, I'm sorry, what are you thinking? No.
You barely know the young lady. What on earth were you thinking? I was thinking you would probably respond like this, and how little I would care to hear.
Do you think this was a joke? Poor Mother was beside herself.
Mother seems perfectly happy to me. She congratulated us.
What else was she supposed to do? You announced it in public.
I'm a gentleman.
Then why ever would you...
Why does anyone marry, brother? Love, of course.
Colin, come on.
It is not my fault, nor Marina's, that you cannot fathom true attachment.
Honestly, I think he knows a better attachment with Sienna than you do with Marina, babe.
Should they have told us what it was truly like? However would we get anything else done at all?
Keep in mind, Daphne, most women in the ton are not having enjoyable sex. They're just waiting for it to be over, unfortunately.
Is that...
The former Duchess, yes.
She was beautiful.
Thoughtful, too. Most proper. A perfect Duchess.
Okay, we noticed the dig, Mrs. Coulson. It's literally her first day as Duchess. Give her a break.
Is anything wrong?
You're so far away.
Well, that is easily remedied.
Everyone's looking at them like they're crazy. It's literally their honeymoon. They've literally been married for less than a full day. Like, let them be in love.
You need not dress so formally here.
Every time he takes her glove off, I'm like, that's hot. I get it, Daphne. It's just like, it just comes off so seamlessly. And it's such a long glove, so it's just like, oh. You know, oh.
Where are we going?
Out.
Look at them, they're so in love. And it starts to rain. Is there a more perfect situation? Running outside in the heat of passion, instrumental Taylor Swift playing in the background, and then it starts to rain, and you're just like laughing and making out. It's great. I love this for them.
Tell me what you want.
The whispers are crazy with headphones on, though. I do have to say.
Does that hurt? When you...
I feel as you feel. Absolutely wonderful.
And that's when he knows that she knows nothing. I love this for them, though. This is so fun. Not the glass breaking.
Do you think Colin will introduce us to his friends? Some of them are quite strapping.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure all of our fortunes are about to change.
Especially Colin's.
Facts. Be petty, Penelope.
You have been a true friend since I arrived here, and I rely on your continued friendship and sympathy.
My continued silence, you mean?
She is pissed, and I love it.
You think so little of me, I cannot bear it.
Honestly, yeah, kind of.
I never would have made my way through this awful tangle without your kindness.
Yeah, and now you're literally hurting her and one of her closest friends.
I would never bring scandal on you or our family, if that is what you ask. But I cannot condone your actions.
Facts.
And what is the prize for the winner?
Why, slaughter, of course.
It is after careful consideration that I've decided that all 3 pigs have tied.
Oh.
Pre every pig such a winner that none should be slaughtered.
I think Simon should have kind of cleared things with her before. Been like, here's what happens.
The rent's tripled. My steward did not inform me.
He hasn't shown his face since your father passed. God rest his gracious soul. He always gave his tenants what they needed, unlike some.
Then it is a good thing indeed that we are back at Cliveden.
Oh no. She's oblivious to the fact that people do not like her already. It's like, we have to be respectful, but yikes. She's trying her best.
Turn, please. Profile. Swish. Swish.
Yeah, we have to make sure you can still deceive the Bridgertons as to thinking you're not pregnant.
This plan of yours, I find it wanting.
Penelope's the only one who
Colin
sees
is one
reason.
thing, but being at close quarters with his mother, that is quite another. Lady Bridgerton is shrewd. She has had 8 children. Trust she knows when she's being managed.
Facts. And she did it so sweetly. She was like, trust she knows when she's being managed. I love her so much.
Have you travelled at all beyond England, Miss Thompson? It has long been Colin's greatest ambition to travel the world.
Never. Though it is now a great ambition of mine as well.
I'm sensing a honeymoon in foreign parts. What think you, Lord Bridgerton?
I would not like to speculate.
Me.
It's a rather delicate matter. I wish I did not have cause to raise it, but I believe you deserve to know.
So this is something about Marina?
Her heart belongs to another.
What?
His name is Sir George Crane. I felt you should know before it was too late.
Do you think that I would care if she had fond feelings for another before we met? It would be rather rich of me, considering I've flirted with half the girls in London at one point.
Flirting and being in love are 2 different things, babe.
And she loves him still.
And yet she's marrying me. Trust me, Pen. Do not fret. I know my mind and Marina's. We understand each other.
Yeah, understanding each other. That's what you want to get married based off of? Not being in love? Or being friends? Pen tried her best. She did not give away Marina's secret, and she tried to warn Colin.
I cannot stand it, Colin. My own father does not want me. Even the Featheringtons cannot wait to be rid of me. Fool that I am, I truly thought that with your family I might finally find acceptance.
I know all of it's an act, and I hate it. It makes me so angry. Because he's so good. He's like so pure of heart.
I wish we could be married this very minute.
What if I told you there was a way?
Colin, what?
Scotland. Gretna Green. We could be married within a matter of days. We just have to make it to the border. Anthony would be an ogre about it when we first return, of course, but by then it would be too late. We would be married. We would be together.
All she has to do is be like, oh, I'm so sad. I'm miserable here. And he's like, I will fix everything. I'll save you. Like, it makes me so sad for him.
Basket from Cliveden? Oh, a basket from Cliveden. There's...
Ooh. That's the cutest little thing I've ever heard in my life.
Perhaps I might ask your opinion on something.
Of course, so how I might advise a duchess, I'm not sure.
That little girl is so cute.
I know I'm new to the role, but I cannot imagine what I've done wrong so soon. What?
It was the pigs. You said that all 3 pigs won.
At the fair?
How nice it is to make a friend and that'll like speak candidly with you about this.
When you could not choose a winner, no farmer won the contract, nor the income to go along with it. Simply speaking, you snubbed them.
I'll correct my mistake at once. I had no idea.
Yeah, Simon should have told her about that. I feel like that was not her fault at all. I feel like Simon should have told her about that. Someone should have told her, instead of the one guy being like, oh, well, they get slaughtered.
The death of my late mistress, the Duke lived almost exclusively in London.
Do you mean to say that Simon grew up here on his own?
Oh, we did our best to take care of him, to mind him as his mother would have wanted.
Of course you did. The late Duke must have loved his wife very much, to have struggled so after her death.
Not quite. He was a stinky little butthead, and she was beautiful and wonderful.
Everyone talked as though it was her fault, but how could they know that? It's not always the woman who is barren. Sometimes it is the man's fault, of course. I said to the Duchess what my mother said to me. A womb cannot quicken without strong, healthy seed. And then...
Oh no, things are clicking with Daphne. The gears are turning. All right, what are we doing, Pen? Snooping, we're trying to find out info. And doing this by candlelight makes it feel so much more dramatic. I know they don't have electricity, but like, it's kind of fun. Oh yeah, they very clearly look different.
How dare you? Look at the signature on Sir George's last letter, and this one from many months ago. So they are not the same. It was in the drawer in the back of Mama's desk.
She's so good at her job.
That last letter, the one where he broke your heart.
It was fake.
He never denied loving you. He never denied your child.
Perhaps.
Marina.
Even if you are correct.
I am correct. You cannot deny.
Even if it is true, George has still not replied to my letters.
But you don't know why. He has not abandoned you, babe.
This changes nothing.
I think it changes everything, actually.
What will you do when Colin realizes the child is not his? That day will come. He is not simple.
What I will do is live safe in the knowledge that my husband is a good and kind man. He would never turn me out on the street.
Yeah, but he'll be pissed at you for the rest of his life.
But what of him? What of Colin?
Exactly. She's the only one thinking of Colin.
You love him.
What?
No, it makes sense now. Your objections, your meddling. You love Colin Bridgerton.
Maybe I do. What's wrong with that?
I believe I know so much more than you, Pen.
Oh, get off your high horse. Shut up.
If I am to be the executioner of this childish infatuation, then so be it.
This is so cruel.
Your love is an unrequited fantasy. Colin sees you as you are and regards you no differently than he does Eloise.
Her love might be unrequited, but she's the only one who's thinking about Colin in this situation. And you are being selfish and careless and devious. God, this is all they do. Not the money. Yeah, she knows now. She knows now. She's so mad. And he has no clue. This is another situation where having a conversation could just solve your problems instead of doing something that's gonna hurt the other person and doing something that's really shitty. This is not good. Don't like this. This is so shitty.
Daphne!
Well, you're not even gonna talk to him?
What did you do?
I'd hoped it was not true.
You couldn't have talked to him about this? This is fucked up.
You lied to me.
I did not lie.
I trusted you. I trusted you more than anyone.
He lied, but she also did something so fucked up. She took advantage of him. Like, that's fucked up.
I cannot give you children.
Cannot and will not are two entirely different things.
It's very true. He was very deliberate in his wording.
I was prepared to die on that dueling field. Rather than marry you and take your dream away, I would have died for you. You were the one who insisted on this union. You told me I was enough.
That was before I knew you.
Ooh. Ow.
You do not lie to the one you love. You do not trick the one you love. You do not
Well, you just
humiliate the one you love.
You are both doing this to each other.
The ones we love have the power to inflict the greatest scars. For what thing is more fragile than the human heart?
Oh. Oh, why is this gonna make me cry? I love them so much. Oh, and Pen with her heart broken. Oh my god. Oh, that just broke my heart. That made me tear up.
I have learned that a grave fraud is afoot.
What is it?
Honestly, thank God it was delivered before they left.
Miss Marina Thompson is with child. And she has been from the very first day she arrived in our fair city.
Everything's going wrong.
Perhaps she thought it her only option. Or perhaps she knows no shame.
Damn! Lady Whistledown! That's brutal. Alright, these episodes were a lot. It was intense. It was rough. It was happy for part of it, and then really, really bad at the end. My god. Everything with Marina and Colin and Pen, like, honestly, I completely understand why Pen did what she did. Like, trying to warn Colin, trying to convince Marina to not do this. Like, I get it. It's so easy to, like, justify things in your own head, but then, like, you have to acknowledge that, like, you're making a mistake. You're doing something bad to someone who does not deserve it. And, like, it might benefit you, but if you're not thinking about how it also affects the other person, and you're committing to being with this person, like, you're committing to a marriage with this person, and you're not thinking about how it's going to affect them, like, it's so messed up. And the same goes with Daphne, with what she does at the end with Simon. Like, she takes advantage of him. She, like, takes away his option, like, and if they had just had the conversation, one, that wouldn't have happened, but two, they could have tried to figure something out. Like, I know neither one of them was going to, like, budge and move, but it really is, like, do the ends ever justify the means with that kind of thing? I don't know. I agree with what Lady Whistledown was saying, too. Like, it's rough. It's a lot. These are some hard-hitting episodes. I want to say that we're, like, getting into the good stuff, but it's all been good. It's all been, like, I feel like everything moves really quickly, and, like, a lot of things happen in each episode. So I love it. It's great. Big fan. Big fan. Love this show. Good stuff. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and watching these 2 episodes of Bridgerton Season 1 with me. I had a good time. I hope you guys had a good time. I will leave our previous episodes reactions in the description, as well as our Queen Charlotte watch along if you want to watch that as well. And make sure you subscribe and stick around. We've got the rest of Season 1 and all of Season 2 coming before. Later this month when Season 3 comes out, we will be doing 1 video per episode on Season 3 because I'm so excited to get into the nitty-gritty of Season 3. I know there are spoilers for Season 3 already, like, out on the internet. I know some people who have seen the first episode of Season 3 have been, like, posting spoilers and stuff. I have muted all Bridgerton things except for the Bridgerton official, like, accounts, because I know I'm not gonna get any spoilers from them. But, like, everything else, I've muted Bridgerton everywhere because I don't want to see any spoilers. I want to go into it knowing very minimal of anything that anyone has said on the internet because I'm so excited for it and I can't wait. I will also leave all of my social medias in the description if you want to follow me outside of here. I hope you're all having a wonderful day wherever you are, and I will see you very soon for more Bridgerton. Bye!